If I was friendly, I got the potato peelings on the bottom. Once in a while, I got some black bread.
What did you do to survive?
I was a brick mason. I built some of those buildings.
You build buildings.
So you were a brick mason. That's what they told you to say, and you did.
They told me to say I was a brick mason apprentice.
Apprentice. And you became a master.
And they told me I was 16 years old. I said, sure.
You look tall. And so you were 16.
That's how I'm still here.
Yeah, but so you concentrated more on the brick building than remembering the sites.
Well, it's not that. It's since then, you can be one of two people. You can either live in Auschwitz the rest of your life,
No.
or you can live as if it never happened.
No, you cannot live as if it never happened.
You
because
can't,
that is,
but I can.
no, that is not reality.
Well, it's not reality, but it's much happier.
Oh, I am happy. I can dance a hora better than you can. Very difficult. I want you to understand that if you deny who you are,
I don't deny who I am. I'm a
you
good
can
Jewish
pretend.
boy that minds his own business, and Hitler decided he didn't want me. So, you know, that's
So
too
you didn't
bad.
want Hitler that much either.
No, not that much. Well, but the food was free.
I will pass on that free food.
And the lodging, yes, the finest hotel in town.
Yes. I will pass on the lodging too. With the finest and fattest red.
You want to turn right to the selection platform?
I also, that's what we are heading for, instead of all barracks. Just pass my barracks.
We just had to enter in here because of chaos.
Because of the big fly yesterday.
So we're going to selection platform.
All right, we can go to the selection platform and see what this dude remembers. And this dude. I'll ask him
What's this
questions.
dude did? I'm not a
Aren't you a
Texan.
dude? You're a
I'm an
Texan.
Arizona cowboy.
Well, you look like a Texan. What is the difference between the
Not
two?
much, just a horse.
And what kind of horse does the Texan have?
Bigger than anybody
I
else.
see.
Texas is big.
Big.
Everything's big in
They act
Texas.
like they are big. So you Texan.
You guys know where the selection is?
Yeah, it's down this way. We're gonna go.
Sure. Don't you remember it?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I never figured out how I survived.
Well, you said you were 16. You were pretty good
I was skinny,
and pretty cocky. Because you still are cocky.
not for the Capitals and not for the Germans. I wasn't cocky.
Oh,
I was very
bet.
quiet.
Oh, you acted pretty well. Because otherwise you wouldn't have believed it. You were quiet, but good actor. So now we are going through, this is the women's camp, this area, and the men's camp was there. We lived on the other side of the railroad track. Either side of the railroad track, I will honestly tell you, was not a prime real estate.
But you said you went to Sharon Barrett. She was in this camp.
First, after this camp, we came to Bobrek. It's near Auschwitz.
Got you.
It was we had a very...
So how young are you?
How old?
Yeah, how young?
How young? 94.
Oh, he's just about a baby. He's
I'm
only
94.
13 years older than me. Are you cold? Are you cold?
I'm not old.
Oh, I am cold, he's not. So now,
You're
I'm cold.
What are you going to do with all those photos?
No, I can't have a bonbon because it has sugar in it. No.
It's good for your throat.
And my throat is fine. But thank you. Boy, somebody's a picture with a chair. What do you plan to do with that chair?
Carrying it for somebody else.
That's true. All right, so it's not as nice as it was yesterday. All right. There's somebody else with the master heading to the selection. Let's see who will be selected to live and die. Now, I like yesterday's selection of all these bookshops when I was in the cold to light candles. I wouldn't have thought it was that big an honor. Do you think it was that big an honor? Oh, who are you, the little cute character there from Bloomington, Indiana?
That's the reality.
Did you see these nice little kids here? We have lots of young people following us. They are carrying the story to the world. So how does Auschwitz look to you guys? What do you think?
Looked like it was a pretty horrible place for those who were here.
Yeah.
What happened? Did you destroy everything?
What?
All this?
There was building, but some of it was destroyed when they started blowing up. The Guyner Lodge was on this side.
But I was there.
You were there, and you were standing.
Well, I don't know which one, so it could have been here or there.
Okay. All right, so we are going to get up here.
You need help?
Okay.
You're gonna be on this side?
Oh, you're the lady.
It's me, baby.
It's
me, baby.
Walking with my
You're gonna
jacket.
stand in front.
No.
You're gonna stand in front of the cattle cars. Mom,
Are you still
you're gonna stand in front of the cattle cars.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
That goes into my pocket. Okay.
Are you gonna stay?
No blankets.
We're gonna move this.
So you gave up
can
your
stay.
blanket.
Sure.
I gave up my sacred stand.
That is the only time a woman gave up.
Whenever she stops to tell the story, when you get the camera and the mic on.
What did I miss?
Nothing.
Was she being insulted
Not a
again?
thing. Nope, nope,
Where
not a
you can get a
thing.
good
All
shot.
right,
It's nothing.
Let's go here.
What's the driver's name?
No, the
Auschwitz Survivor.
where did you go? It is, oh, there he is.
Watch the. He's gonna move the bus, the cart.
One of these?
Yeah, there. How long were you in the kettle car?
Smaller windows.
Very small,
Very small.
very little air.
Did you try to open the floor to escape?
Did you?
Yeah,
You did?
but we couldn't escape. No,
It was going too fast.
no, the floor is too hard.
Oh,
We
it
tried to
was
break the floor, well,
With
but
what?
we had a stove inside. It's a bigger car than this.
Oh, bigger, so you had
Yeah.
the chimney.
You had a stove to heat up
Yeah.
and a pot to pee in.
Oh, really? How many people were? A pack of people?
There was
That's-
probably between 90 and 100 people inside.
Yeah, that was bigger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and ours was bigger than that, also longer.
It was a French train. So.
If you can, if you could get here, and then the train is behind you.
Okay, so you can do the picture with the camera. Yeah, you can I have my other survivors with me?
You want to?
I'm losing my pants.
Oh, no.
Stop, no joking here. Let's be serious. This is very serious education. Look at all these eager young people. I
got
can tell you
cameras.
a very short brief. We arrived here after 4 days in the cattle car with no water. The only water we got when the train stopped, we asked for water by the guard who was in that booth at the end of the cattle car. And he said 5 gold watches, and the parents gathered their gold watches, passed them through the little tiny window, and then the guard would throw him from the ground water through the window. I didn't aim very well because even though I put my cup over my head, I had only a few drops, and I don't believe that anybody else did either. Now, you came from what?
I came from Paris,
Paris.
from France.
Yeah, so our train was the third night it stopped, and we asked for water, and the answer came back in German, which immediately I understood that the Nazis lied to us, that we had crossed the border into Germany, and that meant that that was near. They told us that they were taking us to Hungary, to a labor camp. What did they tell you?
That I was coming to Auschwitz.
They told you that?
Yeah.
What did
Everybody
they tell
knew.
you?
Everybody knew that where they were going.
They told you nothing. Well, they told us the Hungarians we are going to a labor camp in Hungary, but when we crossed the border and our answer to our question came back in German, everybody in our cattle car knew that we were lied to and we were going to be murdered in Germany. From that time on, about we were in the cattle car 8 more hours, the train stopped, and it was on that track. Because you can see that there is another track there. And as the cattle car doors opened, we were standing and my mother somehow leaned on the train and didn't budge. Held on to Miriam and me by one hand and the other. Everything was very confusing. We have here about 80 people. How about 8,000 out of the cattle car? And the Nazis were running, yelling orders. So much confusion, so much crying. I am only 10 years old. I'm trying to understand what on earth is this place. Now see, as we came out of the cattle car, if you once make a little opening there and look back, what do you see when you look there? Barbed wire, and that is what I saw my first sight of Birkenau. And I said to myself, this does not look like a normal place. If there was hell on earth, it sure looks like it. And do you know what? Strangely, I was right. So, I looked around and then I see that my father and 2 older sisters are gone. Never ever did I see them again in 10 minutes. Now we are holding, Miriam and I are holding on to Mother for dear life, and a Nazi is running in the middle of that selection platform, yelling in German, twins, twins. We are not volunteering any information. He noticed us. We were dressed alike, we looked alike, and he asked my mother if we were twins. And my mother said, is that good? I mean, what is working in this place? How did anybody know what worked in this place? And the Nazi said yes, and my mother said yes. Then another Nazi came, pulled my mother, now forever until I came back first time, pulled my mother in the right. We were pulled to the left. Elie Wiesel and other people who were talking about the selection always said left was life, right was death. But only if you understand that there is another track there. And if you arrived on that track, left was death, right was life. And so I remember my mother crying, we were crying, looking back as she was pulled away. And I never even got to say goodbye to her, but it went so fast that we didn't even understand that that would be the last time that we would see her. Now, what happened to you when you arrived here?
I arrived over there.
Let me get closer to you so they could hear you.
See that platform over there?
Come here so they could hear you in the microphone. Yeah.
Our train came over there. We came from France. It's shipment number 71. If you ever go to a memorial either in Israel or Paris, you'll see the documents bronzed on the wall of each shipment. It was extremely well organized. they knew in advance what number they were going to tattoo on our arms, and how many of us were arriving there.
Who was in the cattle car with you?
My sister, only my sister, and close to 90 people. When when we were being unloaded, there was prisoners that were helping us come off the train.
Just one moment. When did you arrive? What month?
Late March 1944.
You did not cross the gate into here. The selection platform was not inside the camp.
No, it wasn't. It was outside that gate.
Ah,
The selection was
Outside that
here.
gate, where the tent is, it was on the other. It's where the tent is.
okay, because you know that this selection platform was put in here for the Hungarian
I
transport.
know. I remember when you guys came in. You came
Really?
in late in
Why didn't you
1945.
welcome me?
There was no women in my camp, unfortunately.
I was just a little girl and not a woman.
I don't care about that. I'm a pedophile. As they were unloading us there, a prisoner came to me and says, "How old are you?" And I said, 14. He says, "No, you're not." Then he said to me, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm a student." He says, "No, you're a brickmason apprentice." And I had no idea what he was talking about. Until an officer got on the box and he started ordering, as she said, go this way, go that way. They were not only sorting men, women, old and young, but they were also sorting whether they needed that profession or didn't need that profession. After that, those that were in the death line, of course, went to the gas chambers. My father went to the gas chamber. Not at the same time, he was there on shipment 67.
So you actually, let me understand, they marched you from there and
Inside the camp.
inside the camp. When
See,
the
that's the
outside,
camp over there.
you went, yeah. Yeah, but there was no selection platform, but the
No.
gas chambers were already where they were
Of
later.
course. The smell of dead people was
Everywhere.
keep in mind that you're not born knowing what it smells like, so it's a new thing, and it's a sweet smell. It's a sickening sweet smell. So you come in, it's like a fog, and this part of the country is always like a fog, in the winter. So it's a depressing thing. I barely remember it. But, I'm different than this wonderful woman. I respect her and love her to pieces. I just met her. She's doing such wonderful things, and I've never done anything.
Oh,
All I've done is raise my children, but I
yeah,
can tell you
that's
this,
pretty good. If you raise
I
them well.
never cared about this part of the life. I wanted to forget it, but you can't. It's always in your mind, it's always in her mind. Anyway, thank you. I didn't mean to make a speech.
That's okay. You did fine.
Mr. Schwartzman and his film crew have to go and film their project. So
Okay.
I want to thank
Well,
you very much.
oh,
Well, you should let him say a few words
yeah,
because
just tell us 5 minutes.
he was there
what-
before.
You came, then you came, and where you came, and what happened?
I came from a small town near Auschwitz, a town called Belgien.
Yeah, and
There lived about 30,000 Jews
They
in
were-
one
yeah.
small town. And the other town was Sosnovitz.
okay, what happened when you arrived here?
When I arrived here on the ramp here.
Outside. It was outside.
Yeah. on
What
this side.
month?
It was
Year.
August.
August what year?
August 43.
43. Okay.
And they took us to the quarantine lager.
Mm-hmm.
There was a man, a German man, a murder, green winkel, green.
Green triangle.
Yeah. And
So he was a criminal.
and I stepped on the appel in the morning. He called us, who is a good runner, who could good run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You volunteered.
I told him I'm a good runner,
Mm-hmm.
was sportive, and he told me you are my runner.
Okay. So
You are going to tell me everybody SS man and an officer who is coming inside the
So you
lager.
were like a messenger runner?
I'm messenger, yeah. And
Messenger
I
runner.
had to run the whole lager this way and to look after him because I was
you were-
scared
he
he's
was
going
sick.
to kill me. He was a terrible man.
You
I
were
was so
separated
scared.
from your family immediately?
All my family was killed in the same day they
Yeah.
arrived here in
And you
Auschwitz.
never saw them again?
Never saw them again.
You know, there's a proportion you need to put in your mind how big this was. This is a factory to kill people. That's all it is. There's no other purpose. Out of 1,500 French people that came here, I'm one of 17 that went back. That gives you a ratio. Okay? Right now in France, there are 300 survivors. That's all.
When a transport came here to Auschwitz, when our transport had 2,000 people, from 2,000 people they took 200
That's it.
to
So not
Troy,
even-
to
yeah.
stay here.
If you couldn't work, you were dead.
And that was.
Yeah, but see our transport, because we were the last
Yeah.
big transport. The Nazis already knew.
They were killing you faster than anybody.
Yeah, 90% of the Hungarian transport was marched directly, but see, they knew, so you would understand. When the tour guides give the tour, they tell you that the selection platform was moved inside by Rudolf Höss's order to make the selection of the Jews from Hungary more expedient and more efficient. So you wouldn't have to come out from the guys that came in. So we were, as the people were marched along here, it took a lot less time than to come in from outside. And they, within probably a couple of hours, 20,000 were, and they would, in
They were-
1944, they would kill as many as 34,000 people a day.
And not only in gas chambers, they
But
were
they
actually
ditches.
putting Hungarian Jews inside of trucks and using the exhaust pipe because they couldn't kill fast enough.
And they knew that they were losing the war. So what was the purpose
They
of
killed
killing?
the people here because the crematorium
It's close by. Yeah.
was
Overloaded.
overloaded.
And only Hungarian were coming at toward the end of the war, but Italian Jews.
I remember from
The Jews that were protected in their own country to the last minute.
Yes.
And then at the last minute they gave up. Like Mussolini gave up, the Italians started coming.
Was it the prince or the king that kept fighting to keep the Hungarian Jews free? The man that kept fighting for the Jews to keep
I don't know, I'm not Hungarian. I came from France. I'm Polish, but I
Yeah,
came from
dressed in
France.
nice clothes.
And they cried, Wasser, Wasser,
Water, water, water.
give me water. We didn't have water.
They knew beforehand how many people they would allow to survive, or how many people. I have documents that came from the museum here. There was a Dr. Piper that worked here a few years ago.